Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to CNET's Next Big Thing in Tech 2012. I'm Molly Wood.
And I'm Brian Cooley, and we're here on the CNET.com stage at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. This is where our team from CNET has been working around the clock for most of a week to bring you everything exciting from the biggest technology event of the year. Over the next 30 minutes, you're going to come with us for an insider's look at the hottest technologies that are breaking out now, as well as a few that are just over the horizon. In addition, we're going to let you in on what products our CNET editors think are the best on the list with CNET's Best of CES awards. This year, nearly 150,000 people came through these halls at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and they saw more than 2,700 companies who all think they have the next thing you can't live without. There was a lot to look at. So let's kick things off with an overview of some of the next big things in tech in 2012.
I'm a genius.
You know, what's interesting is that so many of the products live and die regardless of what they are as physical products this year. This year, the Ultrabook trend showed that no tablet can turn off our appetite for a thin, light, well-designed laptop.
I sat down with two of CNET.com's laptop reviewers, Dan Ackerman and Scott Stein, on this very stage to tell us all about the new Ultrabook craze. Well, the real question for me is why Ultrabooks?
Because you got to create fads, and the last kind of fad that they were behind was sort of the netbook, where everyone had those Intel Atom netbooks. But if they can get a fad going behind it, everyone goes, oh, I want a MacBook Air, but I want it to run Windows. Then everybody gets behind it, and next thing you know, you can't buy a thick laptop anymore.
Right.
Which is actually kind of good.
Fine
really.
with me.
Yeah, I have no
fine
problem
with
with that.
Yeah, now something that does not look like a MacBook Air per se.
Yes.
This is the HP Envy Spectre 14, and it is covered in glass. This is Gorilla Glass on the front, it's on the back, also on the palm rest and on the trackpad. And it has a very iPhone 4 type look on that side profile on the lid. This is one of those top-end ones. This is $13.99.
Yeah.
It's coming out February 8th.
I'm going to start off
Go.
with the Dell XPS 13. Now, Dell was, of course, a little late to the Ultrabook party. They took their time, but they've got a 13-inch system right here that's part of that high-end XPS line. You know, it's super thin. It's not quite as super fancy as some of the other ones, but that's because it's sort of meant to be that consumer business hybrid crossover system.
So the Acer Aspire S5, which had made a lot of waves.
I love this one.
Acer upped its game with this. This has, I mean, I feel like with the Samsung Series 9 last year, this is kind of like inheriting that direction, as opposed to the S3 that was last year, that was a little more in that grayish silver, not as sexy. This is, I mean, we're much more razor-thin design, 15 millimeters, onyx black.
This is probably one of the more buzzed about products. So this is the Lenovo IdeaPad Yoga. And as you can see, this guy is already running Windows 8 in this kind of prototype system that we have here. Looks like a laptop. This guy, you take the screen, you fold it back, you keep folding, you keep folding, you keep folding. Oh,
it's almost hard to watch, right?
You can hold it like this, like a tablet. And then if you're worried about the keyboard, when you fold it in, the keyboard deactivates. So you're not going to hit any keys by doing that. You just get all the on-screen stuff.
We're switching now from ultra-thin laptops to ultra-thin TVs. The biggest TV buzz this year was a new kind of television set that you'll be amazed by from not just the front, but also the side. Kara Suboy shows us all the angles.
At CES in Las Vegas this year, all eyes are on a new category of televisions, the ultra-thin.
Right now we're actually looking at a 4mm thin bezel, and it's actually one of the lightest too. The TV only weighs about 16.5 pounds.
This 55-inch television from LG is expected to hit retail stores in the second half of 2012. It falls into the category of OLED, the O standing for organic for its green, environmentally friendly properties.
What we're doing with organic LED is the screen itself is actually creating its own light energy, which costs a lot less as far as energy consumption goes.
All other major television makers seem to be following the thin trend. For example, Samsung.
Thinner is in, and it actually is less than 0.3 inches deep.
Sony too, with their high-resolution crystal LED screen.
Here's the next generation of TVs. Thin enough and light enough, that you can pick them up and move them room to room. These are just prototypes from Sharp, but the company says to expect them in living rooms sometime in the near future.
Love to have a 40-inch in my bedroom and then take it out to a workout room, or then move it to a kitchen, or even take it outdoors during a barbecue.
Now that's a trend we can grab onto. In Las Vegas, I'm Kara Suboy, CNET.com for CBS News.
I have to say that the TVs here, the technology has gotten so much better. I thought I was over being wowed by TVs at CES until I saw those OLED screens. So much more compelling than 3D could ever be.
Makes current HD TV almost look like it doesn't look that good.
Kind of. All right, it's time for our first break, but stay with us because we have a lot more technology to come, and CNET.com's own Brian Tong goes on a tech tour and sings a duet with a star from the CBS hit television show NCIS Los Angeles.
Before you go, take a look at one of the products that CNET's editors voted best in its category at CES.
Our next category for the Best of CES Awards 2012 is cell phones. This, of course, means largely smartphones, and the nominees are the Sony Xperia S, a great design, great multimedia, high-res display, Motorola's Droid 4, 4G network support in an Android phone with a QWERTY sliding keyboard, the Nokia Lumia 900, the first Windows phone to have 4G LTE wireless, and the HTC Titan 2, again 4G network and a 16-megapixel camera. And the winner in the cell phones category for the Best of CES 2012 is the Nokia Lumia 900. Now the digital imaging category in the Best of CES 2012. The nominees are the Nikon D4, improving Nikon's flagship with better still performance, video capture, and better autofocus. The Fujifilm X Pro 1, a 16-megapixel mirrorless compact camera with professional specs and a great lens system. Canon G1X, featuring the largest sensor of any enthusiast compact camera. And the winner in the digital imaging category is the Fujifilm X Pro 1.
Welcome back to CNET's Next Big Thing in Tech 2012.
Now, one of the things we do every year at CNET is spotlight a tech trend we think will be huge in the coming year. We call it the next big thing.
This year, that's the ecosystem. It's the idea of making all your devices, like TVs, phones, and tablets, work with all the services and content you care about, like email, streaming video, and photo sharing, anywhere you go.
I sat down with Google's executive chairman, Eric Schmidt, to talk about Google and Google's attempts to put Android in everything from those popular Android phones to TVs and even refrigerators.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We do seem to see a universe in which all devices speak to each other, maybe more than they ever have, and Android seems to power an awful lot of those devices.
Well, that's of course our goal, but our real strategy is actually somewhat different from that. We want to sort of move from talking about devices to rather talking about how it solves problems. What you really want to be able to do is walk into your house, all of the things that have computers in it sort of adjust as necessary. And so when you go into the family room, the television knows it's you because your Android device authenticates you as opposed to the other family members. A text message comes to you and it goes to the television, and it all syncs together.
If you had to pick one element of what we're calling at least the ecosystem, hardware, content, services, or software, what do you think it would be?
Well, they work together. The thing that, I'll answer a different question, which is what was the most surprising thing in 2011?
Okay.
And I think that
that was also my question.
But I think it will also answer that. But frame it differently.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Doing what?
The power of the ecosystem that you're describing. It's always a surprise to people when they discover how powerful these ecosystems are. And it's even for me, and I've done this for 20 years, I was surprised again at the power of the ecosystems that have been built. And I say this with respect to the Amazon ecosystem, to the Apple ecosystem, even to the Facebook ecosystem, which have similar characteristics in this regard, as well as obviously the Google one.
You know, it's interesting watching Android and talking to Eric Schmidt about all of the available Android options. It feels like a repeat of kind of Windows versus Mac. So many options available in the Android world, it's really outselling Apple.
And this is an issue of confusion for some consumers who say, okay, I want an Android phone, but that isn't a phone. That's a large family of phones where if you want an iPhone, you're basically talking about whatever the latest one is. It makes it a lot tougher to go buy a phone when you have to go to Android. You want the choice, but you got to do some homework. Technology can take on a lot of forms these days, everything from internet garage door openers to high-tech toilets. Kara Suboy takes us for a look at the oddball side of tech.
At CES, everyone expects to see the big names: Panasonic, Sony, Microsoft, Intel. But wander the depths of the Las Vegas Convention Center and you'll realize the majority of the 2,800 vendors are companies you've never heard of. And more often than not, their goods on display are novel, bizarre, or downright quirky.
Use Zero Bidet is so awesome because everything is heated. It's very comfortable. It takes care of you.
And we create cases for smartphones that make it waterproof, shockproof, dirtproof, snowproof. So this is the MyType Bluetooth keyboard. Keys here fold into the empty space here. So when you fold it up, the keys interleaf.
Give their child the iPad and then put the Super Shell on it, and then...
Well, that makes me nervous to watch.
and it bounces. Just when you think you've seen it all at CES, you stumble upon something like this, a rechargeable vapor cigar that's good for 1,000 puffs before the next charge.
While a lot of these gadgets are just prototypes, they could be coming soon to a retailer near you. In Las Vegas, I'm Kara Suboy, CNET.com for CBS News.
You know, I wasn't kidding about the internet garage door opener. There are Craftsman and LiftMaster openers now that will actually use a smartphone app over the internet to let you control them from the screen of your phone. Open the door, close it, see if it's open.
I love that. I want that. All right, it's time for another break. When we come back, we'll have a sit down with some of the smartest women in technology.
Plus, the #1 overall product our CNET editors chose for the Best of CES Awards. But first, here's another Best of CES category winner.
Now the emerging tech category for the Best of CES. This is one where we find all the latest technologies that defy categorization and perhaps intrigue us the most for that reason. The nominees are the MakerBot Replicator, 3D printing of objects in multiple colors and materials. The 3D Systems Cube, another 3D printer, but this one for under $1,300 and backed up by a website called Cubify.com. And finally, the I'm Watch, an Android watch that is a curved glass design, has a great interface, loads up apps, and uses your wrist space really well. And the winner in the emerging tech category for CES 2012 is the MakerBot Replicator. The nominees in the personal computer category for the Best of CES 2012 include the HP Envy Spectre, an Ultrabook that has a lot of Corning Gorilla Glass covering its various surfaces and integrated Beats audio. The Acer Aspire S5, just 15 millimeters thick, under 3 pounds, and hides a variety of expansion ports cleverly behind a flip-down door. The Dell XPS 13, another 13-inch Ultrabook, but feels more like a 12-inch in your hands, very compact. And the Samsung Series 9 27-inch all-in-one desktop computer, an attractive piece of industrial engineering that doesn't just copy the iMac. And the winner in the personal computer category for the Best of CES 2012 is the HP Envy Spectre.
Welcome back to CNET's Next Big Thing in Tech 2012.
Normally at most tech companies and events, there is never a line for the women's restroom. In other words, it's always been a male-dominated industry, but that's beginning to change. So we decided to talk to some of the smartest women in tech about what they've accomplished and about how to make it all work, something that everyone can relate to. Marissa Meyer started at Google in 1999 and was the company's 20th employee and its first woman engineer. She's been responsible for the look and feel of Google News, Gmail, Google Images, even Google Search.
Right now is a great time to be a woman in tech, but there's not enough women in tech.
Right.
But I worry that a lot of times the conversation gets really focused on what percentage of the pie is women.
Right.
And the truth is, the pie isn't big enough. Right? We're not producing enough computer scientists. We're not producing enough product designers. We need a lot more people to keep up with all of these gadgets, all of this technology, all of these possibilities, the jobs of the future.
Padmasree Warrior is the CTO of Cisco Systems and was CTO of Motorola before that. She's been widely recognized for her creativity, influence, and promotion of science and technology education, especially for women.
I often talk to people, I kind of share my experiences. It does make you vulnerable as a leader, but I think in a way there's a lot of benefit in sharing that experiences with other women who may be in that point, in that stage in their career where they're doubting whether they can get to the next level or not.
Katarina Fake is co-founder of Flickr and a highly successful serial entrepreneur. Her most recent startup, Hunch, was just purchased by eBay for a reported $80 million.
So there just is a long way for us to go still in the industry. I mean, yes, we should always be celebrating our successes, but we should never rest on our laurels. There's still a long, long way to go. I think it's really important for women to know that there are women out there, that know that this is a career choice, that know that this is a path that you can follow, and and that it's doable.
One of the great things I got out of this conversation was not just the feeling that everyone has the same problems, but also that what appeals to women in technology really just appeals to everyone.
Yeah, I think that was the most refreshing thing about that panel was we're starting to move past this idea that there's tech for women.
Right.
I mean, it's been so insulting as to still see some companies make things in pink because women will buy them. That's, you buy something in pink because you like pink.
Sometimes I do buy stuff in pink, but really it's about good design, it's well thought out, and it works.
That's right.
That's the major thing.
Now, one trend that has been expanding in recent years, celebrities dipping their toes in the technology pool. CNET.com's other Brian Tong, caught up with LL Cool J, who has a new technology that puts you in a virtual recording studio with anyone, anywhere, over the internet.
All right, guys, welcome to CES 2012. We're here with the man, LL Cool J. First time here at CES?
Yep, first time.
Brought the shades for the bright lights, so we're going to head on into the floor.
Bright lights on the camera. Not trying to be cool. It's not about the lights, it's about technology today.
It's all about
the technology is what's sexy today. Because the way 3D works, all it does is trick your eyes. It separates each eye, right?
See? Do you even need me to give you a tour, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little kids are going to love that.
I know you're a technology guy, but what really is the tech that gets you excited?
What I'm really excited about is the technology that my company created. And the reason I'm excited about it is because it's never been done. One person, in New York and another person in California can record in real time, collaborative, without, I email you a track, you email me a track. You can do your vocals, you can get somebody to do the hooks. My man Brian's gonna do the hooks.
We'll do that on stage. We'll do that on stage. I'm gonna surprise you.
You know what I'm saying? Brian Brown over here. You know what I'm saying? Not Chris, this is Brian Brown.
I'd love to show you how it works. So this is my man Glenn. He's obviously out of town. Hello, Glenn. Let's create a song right now. So, for example, give me a little guitar. Bring in some drums for me when you play the guitar. Brian, my tech guru.
The tech guru. I can do hooks too. Trust me.
You can.
Do your thing. I'll lay something down.
CES, CNET, the future of technology. Huge crowd surrounding me.
Yeah.
Dining room has an empty
right
chair.
now with your way. It's LL Cool J, and this is how we play on the CNET stage.
Oh, really? Oh, really? I tell you what. I tell you what.
Messing with
you know what,
boy.
Glenn? Glenn, forget Neo.
This is how we do it on the CNET stage. It's the only way with LL Cool J, cause he's keeping it cool. We like to play on the CNET stage. And now I'm going all around in the Vegas world. CES code, baby, can you hear me, girl? LL, he's laughing it up, cause hey, this is how we do it. It's the CNET 2 days up.
Yo, you gotta love it.
I think the most refreshing thing about watching that piece, it went a lot of good directions, but the fact that we saw that a guy like LL, who's got this big image and this big reputation in one area, is a real cool geek.
Yeah, that software is actually amazing. I have not seen anything like that at all, but I have to say, even more amazing than that, our colleague Brian Tong. Did you see him just charm the devil out of LL Cool J? He's so cute.
And match him phrase for phrase.
I know, and a good singer to boot. All right, we are almost done with our high-tech tour, but stay with us because coming up next is the biggest product of them all, the winner of CNET's Best of CES, Best of Show Award. Before we get to that, here's a look at another one of our category winners.
Now the tablet category in the Best of CES 2012. The nominees include the Lenovo IdeaPad Yoga, a hybrid laptop tablet with 360 degrees of flip and fold. The Asus Memo 370T, a quad-core, Android, 8-megapixel, 16-gigabyte wonder for under $250. the Toshiba Excite X10, the thinnest, lightest 10-inch tablet yet seen on the market, and the Razer Project Fiona, a powerful portable Windows 8 gaming device in the shape of a tablet. And the winner in the tablets category for the Best of CES 2012, the Asus Memo 370T. And now the nominees in the television category for the Best of CES 2012. They include the Panasonic TC PVT50, CNET's best-rated plasma from 2011, now improved and with a touchpad remote. The Samsung Super OLED TV, absolute black, accurate color, and a jaw-dropping case design. LG's 55 EM9600 OLED TV, said to be the first 55-inch OLED to come to market and featuring an innovative red, green, blue, and white pixel technology. And the Samsung PNE 8000 Plasma TV, a reference quality television that now adds microphones and camera for Skype video calling as well as gesture control. And the winner in the television category for the Best of CES 2012 is the LG 55 EM9600 OLED TV.
Welcome back, everyone. We've covered a lot so far in our tour of some of the hottest tech and trends in 2012.
And now we come to the technology we think you will want the most in the near future. It's CNET's Best of Show award winner here at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Let's go back to the awards ceremony and take a look.
And now the ultimate award for the Best of CES 2012, Best of Show, chosen from all the products in all the categories nominated this year for a Best of CES 2012 award. And the winner for Best of Show is the LG 55 EM9600 OLED TV.
Now, we saw two 55-inch OLED TVs here at CES.
Yeah.
I think the reason the LG won over Samsung is that their TV, they say, is actually going to come out this year.
Right, the Q3 ship date for 2012, we're buying into it. We don't know pricing yet. We know this, it's going to be really expensive. It'll make your eyes water, but you know how the prices of TVs come down.
And hopefully that's going to happen fast because, like you said, we don't know pricing, but it's going to be very high. So it's like that or a new car. Okay, I'm exaggerating. All right, we have come to the end of our special.
But if you're still hungry for more tech, you know where to go. Continue this insider's tour at ces.cnet.com. And of course, stay plugged into cnet.com all year long for the best unbiased reviews, great videos, tech news, and a lot more.
And thank you so much for watching, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. CNET's Next Big Thing in Tech 2012 is a special presentation of CBS Interactive and CBS television stations.